Welcome back to The Morning Blend. The musical Finding Neverland is based on the Academy Award-winning film of the same name, and critics and audiences are in love with this show. It won the Broadway.com's Audience Choice Award for Best Musical, and NPR says Finding Neverland is, quote, far and away the best musical of the year. That's high praise. And here in Milwaukee, we're lucky to have this very popular show in town right now, but just through the end of the weekend at the Marcus Center for the Performing Arts.
Yeah, but there's another reason to be proud. The lead character is played by a man who grew up just 25 miles south of Milwaukee. From Kenosha, we are thrilled to welcome Will Ray to the Morning Blend. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
Great to see you and
Appreciate
meet you.
This is pretty exciting. We have a mutual friend, which is one of the reasons we've made this cool connection.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because he talks about you growing up in Kenosha, back at Bradford High School, getting started in musicals there.
Sure. Oh, Nicky Storino.
Yeah.
He's one of the reasons that I'm up here right now. That's for sure.
How'd you get started with musicals? I always wonder about that with everybody, especially when they make it big like you have.
No, I know if your story is the same as his.
Yeah.
No, mine is quite different than Nick's for sure. My dad is a college coach. I grew up playing sports my entire life. So I joined choir, and finally all the guys in choir did musicals and stuff, and so they kind of were like, you should do a musical, audition for a musical. And I was like, I don't know about this. And Nick actually came into choir one day and was like, we're holding auditions for Guys and Dolls. You've got to come and audition. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And then I found out that we had to audition in front of everyone that was auditioning in the auditorium. And I was like, nope.
And you
so
were
I
a jock?
chickened out. Yeah, I was a jock. I chickened out. I was captain of our football team, played basketball, ran track, and I was like, nope, not happening. Can't do it. And so I didn't. I chickened out. But then the next year, my junior year, I did audition for a musical and ended up.
Which one was it? Do you remember?
It was Carousel the
Yes.
musical, and I was cast as Enoch Snow. And then I kind of caught the bug, and Nick Storino and Holly Stanfield, who, they really took me under their wing as the directors there at Kenosha Bradford, and the rest is kind of history.
Did you have some natural ability? Did they notice that right away? Because I do think, some of it, people have voice coaches and they have directors and people who train them. But I always think with things like that, especially in high school, some people just have a knack for it.
I was a real strong shower singer. I really did some great performances in the shower. But I never had any formal training or anything. I had just joined choir the year before, or freshman year, I guess I should say. It all kind of just fell into place, and was kind of where I was supposed to be, I think. I loved sports. I still love sports. I love my Packers, and it's so good to be home. But they kind of took me under their wing and showed me the ropes, and auditioned at a bunch of different colleges, ended up going to the University of Cincinnati's College Conservatory of Music, and now I've lived in New York for almost 15 years now.
Recently engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're bringing her to Kenosha.
She gets in tonight. I'm going to take her down to Kenosha tomorrow, so that'll be very exciting. She can see my old stomping grounds and all of that good stuff.
That's great.
How
Is she in theater?
She is. She's an actress as well. We actually met doing a production of Les Miserables in Boston. But I was dating someone at the time, and she had just gotten out of a relationship. And about a year and a half later, we kind of reconnected, and the rest is history.
Aw.
Cute.
Yeah.
How does it feel to perform in front of a hometown crowd? Is it more nerve-wracking to be here where people are coming from Kenosha and from all around that know who you are and are really there to see you?
Of course. There's definite a bigger pressure. When you're in New York and you're on Broadway, it's tourists coming in. You're never going to see those people again, but these are the people that, saw you kind of rise up and where your career really began. So you don't want to let them down. Holly Stanfield, who was the other director at Kenosha Bradford, came to the show on Tuesday, and I don't think I've been that nervous to perform in this show since I joined the company. So I was just like, oh, I got to make her proud. I can't let her down.
Oh,
and
that's sweet.
it was really special. It was one of those milestones in my career I'll never forget.
Yeah.
So aside from this show, what's something you've been a part of that's been super exciting for you, and where do you go from here? Like, what's your dream aspiration?
Oh man, that's a great question. I would have to say, aside from being, a part of the Finding Neverland company and getting to come back and perform at the Marcus Center where I grew up seeing shows, I think probably performing Jean Valjean on Broadway in Les Miserables
like the best role
was a pretty big milestone.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited and pretty proud of that. But I don't know. From here, it's, go back to New York. I love New York, and it's great to be there and performing in New York. I've also had the opportunity to perform with my fiance a few times. So hopefully something like that can come back around, and I would love that to happen.
Do you like being on tour? Because I know the life of being on tour. I mean, you're really on the road nonstop. City to city to city.
Yeah, it's grueling. I mean, we perform. We do 8 shows a week. We do 5 shows, over the weekend. Monday's our travel day. That's our day off, and then you hit the next city. And
are you in a bus or an airplane?
We fly. We typically fly, unless it's a couple of hours. Yeah, we're big deals. But I do. It's really great to get to see the country and meet different people. But it is, it's like anything. It has its ups and downs. It's pros and cons. Exactly. But I'm looking forward to we wrap up the end of April, and then I'll go to Italy and get married, and we'll spend about a month there on a honeymoon. So I feel like I've paid my dues this past year on the road, and we'll take a nice little vacation.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Perfect, in Italy.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about Finding Neverland, because we've talked about so many awesome things, but about this show in particular, what happened? Set it up for us.
Story.
Yeah, so basically what it is based on the 2004 film Finding Neverland with Johnny Depp and Kate Winslet. And it follows the life of J.M. Barrie, who I play, who was a big prolific playwright at the time, but was kind of down on his luck, had written a couple of duds. And we find him in Kensington Park, and he comes across this family, a mother and her 4 boys. And they kind of serve as the inspiration of how Peter Pan came to be, and that's how he writes Peter Pan, through kind of the eyes of these children. And it's a really special show. There is something for everyone in the show. You will laugh, you may shed a tear, you will have your nostalgic heartstrings pulled at, and then you will laugh some more. The one thing that people say when they come, they're like, I didn't think I was going to laugh that much. It's really funny.
So is it for kids?
It's for kids. It's for grown-ups. It literally is for everyone.
And there's a big pop score. Like, so the music has some pop flair to it as well, right?
Yeah, it is. It has a nice kind of pop musical, very current musical theater feel to it. It's really one of those shows that you can bring anyone to, and everyone will walk out having a good time.
My daughter saw it Tuesday with some friends and absolutely loved it. Thought it was really a great show, so that's fantastic. I'm curious to know what you miss about Wisconsin and maybe Kenosha or the Milwaukee area, now living, far away and only visiting.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, first of all, you missed that great Midwestern demeanor. That kind of happy, everyone looks you in the eye, and friendly disposition, which in New York you don't really get quite as much. You keep your head down. You just plow through Times Square. And I miss that. I miss being able to watch my Green Bay Packers every Sunday. It's hit or miss whenever I go to, I'm on the road and different local markets.
Any food that you come back to or love?
Well, we were just talking about how
where are you going to take your fiance?
I'm going to have to stop by the spot and get a greasy burger and a root beer for sure. We'll hit up Mars Cheese Castle, grab some cheese for this weekend.
Go to the bar and get the free cheese too.
Exactly. And we'll definitely grab a slice of pizza somewhere, some great Italian place.
Do the whole thing.
Great.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool. I was wondering, because you were a jock and kind of going into musicals, you're now living this Broadway life. Is it, do you feel like you always fit in? Because I think it's sort of the reverse of being in the musical world. You came originally sort of from the opposite of that.
Yeah, it is funny. But
because you're not a triple threat.
I dance a little bit, But the Broadway community, the theater community, is such an inclusive group of people that I've never really felt that way. Even though I may watch a little more sports or whatever, I've always felt included and really supported in the community.
How about your dad, the sports, the coach? How does he feel about this son of his who's in Broadway musicals?
Yeah, I remember talking to him about it and saying, Dad, I don't think I'm going to play football this year. I think I'm going to audition for the musical. And believe it or not, he was really supportive.
Yeah.
He, I don't know that he understands, the terminology and all of the different plays and musicals and stuff that I've done, but he's always been a big supporter. And, both my parents were, go after your dreams. We don't care what it is. Just go after them and go 110%.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a hard thing about parenting is helping your kids to become who they're meant to be and supposed to be,
allowing them
rather than who you think they should be. So I give them a lot of credit.
100%. My parents are awesome.
Do you have a lucky
great.
charm? That's our sound off for today. Is there anything you have to do or a superstition?
Lucky charm. You know what? They vary. I'll get onto one thing. I'll drink some kind of tea. And I'll have a great show. And then I'm like, well, got to have that every show. And if I don't have it, it's going to be terrible. And then they don't have that tea in that city. And I'm like, well, got to do something else. So it literally changes from week to week. But I will get stuck on something. And I'll be like, I need it for every show this week. I know I need it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you so much for being
Thank you guys.
here.
It's great to be here.
So nice
Great
to
be
meet
back.
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will Ray, you guys. You can see him now in Finding Neverland, now through Sunday at the Marcus Center for the Performing Arts. There's the phone number to call for tickets, or marcuscenter.org. Bring the whole family out. You're going to absolutely love it. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me,
Thank you
ladies.
again.
Yeah.